We're rolling. Hey peeps, it is Monday the 18th, and here's your as fast as possible Dinar and RV update. This is going to hopefully be a quick video because I got some things I gotta get back to. But and for those of you who follow Mark, if you didn't catch the notifications from Kukla on Telegram, he didn't get back into Puerto Rico in time to do a show this morning, so he's going to do one at 7. So there's your Mark update. Okay, so as far as oil flowing, I got a question on that earlier. I have not seen anything that suggests that the oil is flowing. I did see an interesting article on Twitter from Zoom News saying that the Kurdistan region is allowing foreign nations to apply to start receiving oil. And that speaks kind of to timing and the fact that they are opening themselves up to international oil flow. So that's key, and that's good news. So it's not things are happening today good news, but it's still good. So there's been a lot of talk lately about the Delete the Three Zeros project still being out there. It's still being talked about by Al Locke, the governor of the CBI. And, people are kind of bouncing that idea around. Is that how it's going to start? And is that going to kick off the RV? And we've talked about this numerous times before. And I heard Militiaman on Mark's show the other day, and I believe he said he still thinks that it's going to go right to the real effective exchange rate. And I'm kind of in that camp, but I can still see them maybe starting with the Delete the Three Zeros. And the only reason that I say that is because if you think about the citizens of Iraq, and probably a good deal of investors abroad who have dinar. But if they come out tomorrow and said, all right, the 3 zeros are gone, your dinar is now worth 76 cents, or they just rounded up to dollar one for one parity, you would have to imagine that that would be a massive influx of the dinar off the streets and getting it back into the bank so then they can take it out of circulation. Now this is kind of coinciding with Nader. Nader did a live, I think it was last night, and he believes that the digital dinar is going to go live tomorrow, if I heard him correctly. And if I'm misspeaking, I apologize. I just saw it a few minutes on the way to an appointment. But if they go to the deleting 3 zeros, suck a bunch of currency off of the street, at the same time they're implementing the digital dinar. And, why is that so important? Well, if you're an Iraqi who wants to travel, even to a neighboring nation, you have to go to an exchange center, turn in X amount of dinar to get X amount of another currency. So going with the digital would be basically like a bank card or a credit card, and whatever your country you're traveling to, when you use your card, it would do the conversion for you. So that is the big push for everyone to go digital, and obviously to get the currency off the streets and into the bank. So I certainly could see it possibly starting that way, and then that massive movement of currencies would possibly kick off the rest of the RV. We've went round and round about, does Iraq go first? Does it kick off the RV? Does it all go at the same time? You could drive yourself crazy trying to figure that out, and unfortunately only the powers that be know that. We don't. So we just have to twist our brain into a pretzel and try to figure out what is the real scenario. But doing that would certainly be a plausible way to start the whole thing off. And then, they could go parity, jump up to their devalued rate, 322, and then float from there to the rear. But I don't know what the whole double dipping thing, or using profits from Dinar to buy other currencies ahead of the RV. It doesn't make sense to me, but again, I'm not, Trump and the U.S. Treasury and all that stuff. The people that are making these decisions aren't consulting me, obviously. So that's kind of like my theory on that. And as far as timing goes, there certainly has been so much done in the last 5 weeks about Iraq, CBI, implementing the banking reforms, going digital, going international, all these things that they have poised, ready to go. I certainly could see it going anytime between now and November. And we have to remember Sadani promised that it would happen in his first term. First term is over in November. Pushing beyond that, he has to be reelected. And then I would think that if we get to that point, we probably are not going to see it until Q1 of 26, when he's officially started his new term, second term, new term. So that's my thoughts on timing as far as Iraq is concerned. With the rest of the RV, I don't know. Again, does Iraq deleting the 3 zeros and getting that money moving, does it all kick off at that point? I don't know. The problem is Iraq really is the only thing that we can track. Vietnam has got all their ducks in a row. They're ready to go. As far as I know, Indonesia does also. I think Venezuela is trying to get there, and I think there's a power shift going on there. So it certainly could be in the first basket. If you've been a I don't want to say fan, but a viewer of Frank 26 for any amount of time, and you dig back 5 years ago, he made strong arguments about deleting the 3 zeros, going to 1-to-1, reinstating the rate, and then afloat from there. So, love him or hate him, the man knows the dinar inside and out, forwards and backwards. So that's certainly possible. I have not watched Frank in, months. So I don't know what he's currently saying. But, like I said, love him or hate him, the man knows what he's talking about as far as like the inner workings of the CBI and things like that. So take it for what it's worth. That's it for today. Hopefully we're going to have some more news happen today, and maybe we can do another one tomorrow. But that's all I got for today, and this has been your as fast as possible Dinar update. So hopefully you got some value out of this. Hope you all had a great weekend and a great Monday, and we will see you on the next one. Take it easy.